Very good.
You want? I take.
I don't like that Yankee sack that went for Boston. Thank